just got off the plane from Florida, flew into Toronto, and then got another plane to North Bay, and got my rental car, and figured I'd start heading north. I'm going to stay in New Liskeard, but I figured I'd stop there at the truck stop to get a Gatorade, and I thought, well, maybe I should put the cameras on, never know who I bump into, maybe I'll get a good story, and lo and behold, I turned around and saw your truck there, so I figured I'd ask you if you'd like some company while I'm driving north.
Yeah, 3 weeks since I started, I always wanted to make a video of my truck and put it on YouTube. I was thinking I could hit 100,000 views with it, but no time and always on the run.
In America and the States, they're CB handles. Do you use a CB handle?
Yeah, but I was a company driver for the first 3 years I started, and they're starting to call me, especially in the office, they call me the Phantom because they never see me, always during the night, and they don't heard about me. But since I got this truck, they call me the Transformer.
Exactly how long have you been driving for, and what have you been hauling?
Yeah, like I said in the beginning, it's Abitibi, so it's a wood region. We loaded 4x8s, especially 5x9s, compressed wood.
So primarily lumber, that's what you hauled?
Yeah, and this is when I go down to Montreal or Toronto, and we come back with construction materials. That's what we haul back most of the time.
What's your limitations on weight?
There it goes. It's 57,500 kilos. And here we go with this truck, my new Western Star 57 XE that I'm really proud of. Is really it don't weigh much. So I got the combo trailer with metal frame and aluminum deck. And I'm not even at 17,000 when I'm empty. So I can put loads of B-train loads, like I can all 40,000 kilos loads. Before, when I was company driver, I got the new 680 from Kenworth. And the 680 was known for its lightweight, and it's heavier than my new truck.
That's really awesome that you get that weight saving benefit. You said it's new. How new is the truck? How long have you had it for?
About 3 weeks.
So you still have the new car smell in there, or in this case, the new truck smell?
Oh yes, I do.
Why did you choose to go with Western Star?
For me, it was almost like a dream because I couldn't think about starting with a Western Star. This truck came in. I have to thank Mabo Center in Val d'Or. It's the Western Star dealer, probably one of the, if not the best in Quebec. So Mabo in Val d'Or. Yann, especially the seller. This is a demonstration truck. You have some demo people use it, and then I got it. So that's why I could start with a brand new Western Star.
If you were to tell somebody that wanted to get going, what are some of the things that you'd want to tell them, and some steps that you can probably save them? What would you say about that?
It's make only 3 weeks, but already I know that if I got broke down, like I got bought an older truck, not a new truck, and I broke down in the first month or two, you cannot depend on what this is, and you lose money, you lose a lot of things, and you can lose your contract. So if you want to be serious, you start new, man. That's what I'm pretty lucky to get new truck and trailers for starting. 3 years I'm a truck driver, and 2 years that I go to the dealership. And last year it didn't work. This year it worked. But I talked to many drivers, like 45-year-olds on the road, and they all told me the same. Start with a new truck is the best way, man.
So let's say somebody comes up and they say, okay, Frank, I'm 25. What are the steps that I need to do? What do I do first? What do you tell them? Besides looking at a new truck, what else do you need to tell them?
Yeah, this 25-year-old guys, he needs to have at least 2 years of experience on the road, and Me, the reason it works and this year is because I bought my house first between those 2 years. And since I had a house, I have a name and I got a little passive, so as they call, I think. So that's why I could have started. So he needs to get his things together and at least have a little banking credit.
Okay, so some established credit helped. In the area that you live in Quebec or Ontario, what are some of the best choices to get your feet wet and learning the ropes of trucking?
Oh, me, I got my experience. First, I got it's a training school. It's a public school in Quebec. It's called CFTR. I have to thank them 3 years ago in Mont-Laurier in my region. They gave me all I need to start, 6-month course, and then my company that I work for as a company driver for the last 3 years is Kepa Transport. I have to thank them too. Kepa, especially Goler, the driver instructor. He showed me everything on the tarps and a really good school. And I would say for a guy that starts, try to go to a school and maybe pay for it if you have no choice, because it's worth at least 2 years experience on the road in insurance talking.
Some guys, they get started because, they grew up in trucking. The father was a truck driver, the grandfather was a truck driver, so it was almost second nature for them to have that experience, but everybody doesn't have that situation.
Yeah, here you go. This is especially my case. My parents, my mom having a business, and my father is in the pharmaceutical, so always wearing a suit and everything. So, and I was myself in Montreal, in Laval, Montreal area, all my life, and I was working different jobs. Since I have enough and decide to move in the regions, in the north, in the woods, Mont-Laurier region, and that's where I had to find something real that can be my work for the next 30 years or something. So what's better than a truck driver business? It's never gonna run out of job. Everybody needs a truck driver.
The years that I've come up here, I've seen more Western Star here in Ontario than anywhere else in the States.
Oh, you think you see more? You see much? Go in my region, Mont-Laurier or Abitibi. There's a lot of Western Star, man. It's owner-operator country, man. So you gotta go for the best quality, man. It's like a Mercedes for the cars, I think. Very good build. I have no noise. Hey, my 680 from Kenworth, you can hear the plastic noise everywhere every time. It was new. I had it brand new too, company truck, and very noisy plastic. And this one, nothing. It's quality built in the USA, by the way. It's like I said, it's not a Mexican-made truck.
Somebody in a StarCar, as they say behind you, gentlemen, they're pulling that wide load or oversized load. Maybe it's just that preference on holding up.
So you're pretty much happy with it, huh? I'm about to order another one as well.
Yeah. I heard that it's 15% more fuel efficient than the 49XE, and I'm about 6 miles per gallon and always full load, so it's very good on my fuel economy, that's for sure, man.
Yeah, this is the first year with the DD15. It wasn't so good. So I think I'm going to get better fuel economy. It's going to be worth the extra payment.
Yeah, you had the DD15 you had problem with it?
This is one of the very first DD15s right here. The fuel economy is not great. I didn't have problem with the engine. Lots of power, good torque, but the fuel economy is really bad compared to my last truck. But they say that the newer ones are much better.
one of my colleagues, he have a DD16, 600 horsepower, 2,000 pound torque. This is a crazy motor. But me, it's the DD15 505 and 1750 leaf torque. But it makes the job really good, and I'm hauling full load, 57,000 kilos.
What do you got on your trailer there, and where are you coming from?
I have some fiberglass locomotive hoods coming out of Hanover, Pennsylvania, going to Bombardier in North Bay. Thunder Bay, sorry. Normally pull a step deck, do a fair bit of oversized loads, cooling towers, some excavators, some heavy equipment. Sometimes I pull the company's double drop, just to make it interesting.
All right, I'm going to slide back next to you here and see if we can't get a better look at you. Having the choice to drive either a Peterbilt, Kenworth, or Freightliner, why are you sticking with Western Star?
Mostly because of the quality. I have driven different trucks from the company on occasion. Even a W900, which is a pretty truck, but it just doesn't fit my lifestyle or my personal size. I'm kind of a big guy, 6'5". I like some leg room, and the only place I seem to be able to find that is in a Western Star.
What's your name, and what do you go by on the radio?
I'm a Dutchman by birth. My name is Menno, and as far as a radio handle, I don't have one. I mostly keep my radio off because there's a lot of nonsense out there. I don't like to put up with that stuff. The only time I run my radio on is when I have an oversized load, just to hear what's going on around me.
Well, 10-4, I don't blame you. How'd you find yourself in the commercial truck industry?
About 20 years of working in various welding shops, always, either building heavy equipment or unloading trucks, loading trucks with heavy equipment. When that job came to an end, because the company shut down, it seemed to be just a natural move.
Having that amount of time and that amount of history on the road and doing what you do, my question for you is, what are some of the differences that you enjoy between trucking in the States versus trucking here?
I suppose it's easier in the U.S. with better highways, so that makes life on the road a lot less aggravating, better truck stops, which I find very annoying over here. We don't have decent truck stops, not in any quantity anyhow. So, yes, I would prefer the U.S., I suppose.
All right. Now, what about with the different laws and restrictions when it comes to the product and the freight that you're moving? What is it like flipping back and forth between the laws?
I don't have a whole lot of trouble with it. I tend to stick to the U.S. laws, which are a little more restrictive. I pretty much find that 11 hours of driving is enough for one day anyhow. We are allowed to drive 13 up here, but that gets to be a bit much. I tend to stay under a 500-mile radius, so I like to stay physically active a little bit too, loading and unloading, which a lot of guys I suppose don't like. But I'm afraid that if I were not to do the physical work, I'd be far overweight in a short period of time.
What are some recommendations and some tips that you can give someone that wants to work toward, hauling a step deck or drop deck or a lowboy?
Well, you gotta have a good degree of common sense that gets you a long ways. As far as the legalities is concerned, permits is the biggest thing. It'll get you into trouble if you don't read them so fast that you will soon find out that it's not worthwhile doing it. I've seen one of our company guys get $1,500 worth of fines around Pittsburgh for running through a curfew. I've seen other guys get $300-400 fines for not having their paperwork in order when they get pulled over to check on the oversized load permits. They didn't have it right, so yes, very quickly the fines are quite large.
But what are your thoughts with the move over law and the reasons for that?
It's a very good law. Since the day I started driving, I've been moving over. I simply consider it a matter of courtesy. But now that it is a law, it's very good. I think everybody should do it. However, there's many times, no, I guess I shouldn't say many times, quite a few times I've seen when a cop is pulled someone over, the cop is parked halfway in the lane with his lights off, expecting us to move over, which at times is very close to the impossible, or if you happen to be behind a wide load that you can't see past, that you cannot see that the cop is pulled over halfway into a lane. And that is a very good way to get a cop killed, which I suppose if you rear-end a cop car doing that, you rear-end somebody, it's still your fault, no matter what. But either way, whether it's your fault or not, you could very well end up with a dead cop either way. So at that point, what does fault matter?
Seeing that we're going to be pulling in here to the truck stop, I want to thank you for taking a minute to talk to me on the CB here and share a bit of the knowledge that you have, and we'll chat there a little bit more in the parking lot.